The search continues tonight for the pilot of a fighter jet that took off from Barnes Air National Guard Base in Westfield and crashed down south. Good evening and welcome to 22 News at 6. I'm Barry Krieger.
And I'm Laura Hutchinson. It's a story we've been following since early this morning. An F15C from the 104th Fighter Wing in Westfield crashed today in Virginia. 22 News reporter Kate Walsh has been at Barnes Air National Guard Base since we first got word of the crash this morning. She joins us live now with the latest developments in the search for a survivor.
The family of the pilot has been notified of this crash, but right now officials at Barnes are not releasing any information about who this pilot is. We do know that he lost contact with radios earlier this morning, and they're still trying to get to the site where the plane crashed.
Until they know the exact fate of their comrade in arms, they're going to be going through the toughest thing in the world. Hundreds
stationed at Barnes Air National Guard Base in Westfield waited for word of their friend, the pilot and only person on board an F15C Eagle fighter jet that crashed in Western Virginia Wednesday morning. It took off from Barnes en route to New Orleans. 104th Fighter Wing Commander Colonel James Keefe said the pilot did report an in-flight emergency prior to losing radio contact at 9:05. Then at 9:30, reports of black smoke from a heavily wooded area in the Shenandoah Valley.
We have tried to make communications with on-scene fire and rescue, but there are no cell communications down there. Very difficult to get radio communication down there, so if people are on site, we actually have helicopters over the site doing the search and rescue mission.
The F-15C Eagle fighter jet was one of 18 stationed here at Barnes. Colonel Keefe said all but 5 still have the original radar system from when they were created in 1986, and this particular jet was on its way to New Orleans to get the upgrade. F-15C is an air superiority fighter jet that flies at high speeds and high altitudes.
Difficult to overstate how important they are to protecting the northeastern seaboard. If anything goes on, if there's any type of a threat, they're going to be the ones who flee to on a moment's notice.
Colonel Keefe said pilots are trained every 6 months for emergency situations on board F-15s to give them the best chance of survival in a crash. F-15s and Barnes Air National Guard serve a very important purpose in protecting us both here and around the world. And 22 News reporter Eugene Cho joins us live now with the mission here at the base.
The members of Barnes Air National Guard Base here in Westfield right now do not know what happened to one of their own. The search continues in Virginia, and the status of that pilot of that F-15 aircraft is unknown. Lieutenant Anthony MUTTI from this base told 22 News right now the Air Wing is dealing with a very difficult mission. As they wait to hear more about this investigation, the 104th Fighter Wing must remain focused on national security. That Air Wing is the first line of defense if any kind of emergency situations arise here in the Northeast. The Air Wing has been around since the early 1940s, and the members are certainly trained to deploy at a moment's notice.
We're just kind of, I think, in a little bit of shock. So, but we're doing what we need to do. We're on mission. We're gonna go through the investigation and see where it leads us.
The investigation continues in Virginia, and we'll continue to follow that investigation for you. Lieutenant Anthony MUTTI told us that right now the base is remaining hopeful. Live in Westfield, Eugene Cho, 22 News.